Hello everyone and welcome back to the 123rd episode of Panther Talks.
Hello. Wait, what? 123? What'd you say?
123rd?
I thought I heard 133rd, and I thought you were going a little bit cuckoo.
No, well, I am, but that's a different story for another time.
Hmm.
But I think it's been well documented, to be honest, in the other 122 episodes. So, but I think people know by now. So, this week we have two updates regarding the discussions from last week. One of them being regarding the UK Online Safety Act. And as we expected, some game firms are struggling with the complexities of the Act. So yes, it is starting to throw some wrenches into the works for video games. We anticipated it. After that, Mastercard deflects blame for NSFW games being taken down, but Valve says payment processors specifically cited a Mastercard rule about damaging the brand.
The fact that they care what we spend our money on.
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, I work and earn that money, so it's up to me what I spend it on, not them.
I say care in quotation marks, of course.
Oh yeah, just as long as it impacts them,
It's all about control, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. After that, we have some Battlefield 6 information to go through. We are going to be going through the trailers because I thought those would be the most interesting to get some footage and actually look at the differences compared to prior games and things such as that, as well as a few articles to cover regarding the topic as well, because they brought up some interesting points, as well as some of them have already had hands-on the game, which is even better. After that, we'll be discussing some new games that are coming out within the next few months, I believe, to next year. One of them being like a house flipper game, except it's all low-budget repairs. You don't really care. You're just a scummy landlord, basically, to sum it up.
Right then.
And then the final one will be literally the PC games releases we're most excited about in August, according to PC Gamer. I thought it would be quite interesting to cover that and see what's actually releasing this month, seeing as we're now in August. What the hell? Still feels
Can't
a bit
wait.
mad. Right, let's get into it then.
So Rory, by the way, before we do get into this first topic, Rory has claimed there's only two bad pieces of news.
Yeah, the first two articles, which is...
Who believes him? Because I don't.
Look,
With good reason, I might add.
yeah, I got it. Okay, moving forwards. UK game firms are struggling with the complexities of the UK Online Safety Act. Smaller companies in particular seem to be finding it difficult to comply with the OSA ruling, says PlaySafe ID founder Andrew Wales. Yeah. This is something that we were discussing quite heavily last week because our main issue that we were pulling up on really was the fact that if it's going to be impacting the sectors that it is at the moment, how long is it going to be before it just randomly impacts regular gamers and regular games that are coming out? And this, especially this now proves more than anything that it's going to impact the indie development teams, which they're the people that seem to be doing the best work in the last year or two. So it's a big concern, to be honest with you. So the UK Safety Act, Online Safety Act, or OSA, you know what? I'm just going to call it the OSA in future.
Wait, isn't the game that fucking clicker game where you click and drag numbers in rhythm to the music called OSA?
OSU.
Oh, is it you?
Yeah, OSU. No, not
Close enough.
quite OSA.
I thought it sounded familiar though.
Yeah, no, I get that. Came into force last Friday after years in the works, but some games companies have struggled to comply with the Act's strict terms.
Years in the works, and yet 70% of the UK didn't even hear that it was a thing
Oh yeah, it's been
until it suddenly popped into admission.
it's been discussed since 2013.
That's why 70% of the UK didn't know about it.
Yeah, it's just sort of been like a very slow burn and background news. Nothing that's, been permanently kicked up. There's a lot of uncertainty around the OSA ruling out there in the games industry and beyond, says the CEO and founder of digital identity platform PlaySafe ID. Wales recently put together a guide for GameIndustry.biz on how game makers can comply with the OSA. We've seen a number of small and mid-sized companies, particularly those behind forums and other community platforms, choose to entirely block UK access. Many are struggling with the complexity of OSA compliance and have misestimated the effort needed, leading them to pull the plug on the UK while they unpack thousands of pages of guidance. Completely
I mean,
understandable.
yeah, let's just hope that all these companies they're just gonna say, you know what, fuck it, this isn't going to the UK, is gonna damage our economy so much that they are forced to remove the OSA entirely.
It's insane that that's like what people are having to think though. Like,
Well, that's the only thing that's gonna make
yeah,
them. Because let's be honest, they want as much control as they can possibly get, so they can get even more money because they can control how anything works and anything that is shown. But if their income gets shortened by even a single digit, they're all going to shit themselves.
yeah. I mean, one guy has written an open letter to the government.
I saw this. Isn't this
Yeah,
guy? The guy is on TikTok a lot.
yeah. No,
Yeah, he's trying to get as many people to sign the letter.
yeah. He crashed the website within an hour.
Well,
Yeah,
I suppose that's good news.
yeah. I came across it first thing this morning. Went to sign it, and the website's just completely dead at the moment. He's in contact with the person running it. Yeah. So yeah, that's always good fun. Wales points to Janitor AI as an example. Janitor AI.
Who
Uh,
knows, man?
this platform for creating customizable chatbots on websites and apps has now blocked access for the UK users following the implementation of the OSA. A blog post from Shep at the firm said, "We have been trying to wrap our heads around the UK's Online Safety Act, and honestly, I completely botched understanding what this thing actually requires. When
It's
it
what
first,
happens when you don't care about what it is. You just write some gobbledygook, have some third party access, set up the systems for it, and then just shove it in down the public's throat.
yeah, do I need to get like Copilot in again to text?
Copilot, be a translator for us.
Yeah, you did a great job against your own CEO, so I think you can manage it. When it first passed, I thought, okay, some new content moderation rules. We can handle that. Turns out I was dead wrong. It's not just content moderation, it is a complete regulatory framework that assumes every platform is a tech giant. That's concerning. The post points to the expanse of fulfilling the legal requirements, including implementing an age verification system and and the hefty penalties for non-compliance, including fines of up to £18 million. Not to mention the sheer size and extent of the legal documentation. Just something funny to mention. So the UK government, obviously, after they blocked all the adult
The
sites, we'll call
yeah.
them, after they blocked them all, well, they put in this regulation, so they have to sort it and add this system. They found a list of sites that don't actually have age verification on them. How do you feel about the one guy whose job it were to go through every single adult site to make sure they had age verification on?
Well, by the end of his shift, he was in one way or another extremely fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen though, but in
Oh,
relation to that last paragraph, there are actually so Spotify is a perfect example.
yeah.
Even they have age verification on it,
Yeah.
or at least they're going to, or whatever way. I don't have it, so yeah.
No,
But
fair.
basically, they're just straight threatening to deactivate your account if you don't verify your age, and then after 90 days, if you do nothing else after your account gets deactivated, they will straight delete your account.
Oh, delightful.
So that's just like one example of like probably a very widely used app across pretty much anywhere because it's just easy access. And let's be honest, the one thing people like most is convenience. You know, you don't
Yeah.
want to have to work or put effort into something, especially something like that where you just want to listen to music, which could be a thing you do every day. Like I would, if I'm going to and from places, I'll have
Yeah.
music
No,
because I'm
I'm
not
with
going
you.
to talk to anyone. And that's just like a very common thing people are going to have. So that's one example of what I said at the start, where it's going to start completely shitting on the UK's economy
Oh, definitely.
because people who, like I am not uploading anything or any form of ID to anything
Oh no, no,
that
that's
I
hands
don't
down.
trust. And if there's one thing I don't trust, it's the government. And they've given countless, numerous reasons over not just my lifespan, but many other lifespans to not trust them.
No,
Is
I'm
there
with you.
anything I can do about it? Absolutely not. But that's just it. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
So I'm just not gonna. If I suddenly lose access to something, well, guess not use it anymore. And that's just another form. If that thing that I lose access to because I refuse to upload my personal information, if that's something that you would normally have to pay for through what is normally these days a subscription, because that's how the world is
yeah,
going, is everything's a subscription. Life is going to be a subscription soon.
it technically is.
Um, then that is another piece of economy lost. And
Hmm.
I'm not going to be the only one.
Oh no, there's tons.
Anyone who has more than two brain cells knows what way they've went about implementing the system, which you and I have talked about. How it's not even they didn't even do it themselves.
No,
They've got some fucking third party who knows what doing God knows what with your data. Like
always
just
third parties.
don't
It's
give it.
just
Yeah, don't give it to them.
no,
Plain and
exactly.
simple.
I'm gonna say,
Um,
you not trusting the government. That's it just reminds me of a very old joke. How do you know when a politician's lying? His mouth's moving. Every politician's the same. It doesn't matter what party they're in, what side they're on, or anything. That's why we don't discuss politics much on this channel,
yeah,
because it's all the same. It's all the same bullshit. No matter who's in power, they're a dickhead in one way, shape, or form. So
yeah. And
fuck with it.
unfortunately, with the USA, that is affecting the one platform we talk about on here,
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
games and everything to do with it. And the internet is a huge part of games,
Yeah,
especially
gaming and
with it.
technology.
Yeah, especially with it being the digital age.
Yeah, no, exactly.
If you don't have internet, you don't get games. Like it's actually
Nowadays.
crazy when you yeah, it's crazy when you look around and see how little there is in terms of physicality with gaming.
Yeah,
Like you and I would have been even PCs. You know, you used to have your CD-ROM,
I still have
and
some
I
CD-ROM games.
if you remember, I told you my parents gave me a couple of boxes whenever we met up again,
Yeah,
and one of those boxes is full to the brim of CD or discs that are games, Age of Empires and all that, and just so
exactly.
much stuff. And now you look at it, it's just like nothing like that exists really anymore. You get the odd physical release, and that's because it's like a huge title.
Yeah, physical media is going the way of the Stone Age, really, to be honest with you. It's quite
Yeah.
sad. It really is. Uh,
Anyway, I rambled a bit
yeah,
longer than I meant to there, but you get the gist of what I'm saying.
no, exactly. By the time we realised compliance was actually impossible for a team our size, we were already down to days before the deadline, said the Post. Wales says that other companies have chosen to do nothing for now, instead adopting a wait-and-see approach. They've observed other similar organisations being passive on compliance in recent weeks, so have decided to watch the space before acting. Notably, Wikipedia has issued a legal challenge to the categorization regulations of the Act. Category 1 services that have more than 7 million monthly active UK users on average are subject to the strictest control, and Wikipedia has threatened to put a quota on the number of UK users who can access the site.
I saw something with Wikipedia, and it might have been Wikipedia and what was I just talking about? The fucking music. What's it called? Why have I forgotten? Spotify.
Yeah,
There's something with Wikipedia and Spotify opening legal action or something with the UK or something.
yes, they are. They're challenging the rule, and I
Yeah.
told them we need
Yes.
big
Good.
companies to do it in on our behalf
Yeah.
at this
We
point.
we need these massive fucking mega corporations, as they're wanting to fucking phrase everything,
Hmm.
to come and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
And
exactly.
let's be honest, as much as I don't really want to say this because America's not in the greatest state with things going on,
Oh,
but they are
they are.
they are kind of like our greatest ally in this scenario due
Eh,
to their freedom of speech amendment.
I kind of wish. So,
Well, you'd like to hope, and we do have some Americans doing stuff like that, like
oh yeah,
whatchamacallit. Elon Musk was going on at it, and that's because it's affecting his
yeah,
X platform. That's the only reason he's going at it. But hey,
oh
we'll
yeah,
take it. He's a huge fucking part of the world.
influence. Yeah, Well, the other part to it, and the worry is that apparently there's a possibility that the Americans are trying to push through an act to set age limits on YouTube, just like the UK have with the rest of the websites. So
They
America might end
can,
up falling.
yeah, they can see how that goes for them whenever they
Yeah,
contradict their own laws that have been in place for how long?
a very, very, very long time. Best of luck to them, in all honesty. Best of absolute luck. I'm not getting involved with it because I don't want the war to kick up again. So, Wales says most major game companies, such as AAA publishers, have the resources and in-house experience to prepare and have rolled out measures to comply with the OSA. But he adds that smaller studios and other companies are seemingly in a bit of a scramble to become compliant as soon as possible, realizing they are now vulnerable to the regulator and sizable fines. Unfortunately, rushing such a complicated process could cause more problems. Clearly, there has been a struggle at smaller companies with how the requirements and obligations of compliance have been communicated, undermining the OSA's very valid intentions of protecting young people. We said ourselves, we understand the protection of children, whatever, but there are other ways to do it, and
Oh, absolutely.
they really just are attacking parts that they shouldn't be touching.
Yeah, and as literally everybody is saying, it would have went that way if their actual concern was the safety of young people, but it's not.
Yeah,
As it's being pointed out by pretty much anyone anywhere, it's a full front.
it is.
Like at this point, they're no different to a cartel money laundering.
Yeah, in the
Where they've got
game
their little fucking barber shop set up.
in the game industry, where so much of the economy and industry is made up of small and mid-sized teams, that's concerning. I find it quite ironic because just a few months ago we were talking about the UK government putting so much money into the games industry. I think it was literally about a month back we
Yeah.
discussed this. And now they're pretty much going, yeah, so all that money we just gave you, you're going to have to pass that back because you're getting fined to fuck.
Yeah.
Because we didn't
I mean,
communicate correctly.
as we stated at the start of this article, there's one company that's just not even. They're just not going to release in the UK,
Yeah, many are
and
choosing that.
that's how majority of indie games are going to go. You know, being an indie company, you're limited as it is. You know, you don't have money to just throw at everything, which means you have to manage your resources really well, and
Correct.
it's just not going to be worth for them to bother with the UK release,
Yeah,
which again is going to annihilate our economy. And as you just pointed out, all the money that they've just invested into gaming didn't mean dick or diddly.
exactly. A recent
And
survey.
it's just going to be rippling like that. It's going to keep getting worse and worse. It's going to start affecting more things until something has to change.
That's all we can
And
hope for at the end of the day.
hopefully for the better, huh?
Yeah, that's all we can hope for. A recent survey by PlaySafe ID found that 42% of parents do not think video game companies are doing enough to keep children safe, while 60% of parents with a child under the age under 18 are scared about the prospect of their child being contacted by adults who intend to do them harm in video games. Sit with them.
They do more harm than we do, man. Do
Oh yeah,
you do you understand what my everyday experience is if I play Rust? There's always a child that sounds like they're 12 years old running around screaming obscenities.
just
Putting it in a
scary.
nice way. And
Scary.
again, like,
Do this.
it's not down to a company to monitor your child. They put in regulations and stuff, and it's definitely overkill with some stuff that you see with an age rating. It says it's an age rating of this, even though it really isn't. But that age rating is there for a reason. If your child is not that age, don't let them play it. Like, that is simple parenting.
Exactly. Rust. Peggy 18.
Yeah, but I mean, you literally have children run around on it. I
Yeah.
don't know if you know this. Twitch have a thing. If you actually type in a streamer's chat that you are, and then your age less than 13,
Yeah.
it will straight up ban you
Good.
from Twitch
Because for the longest
because you're meant to
time,
be 13.
yeah, for the longest time, the government's old rules and regulations were you had to be 13 or older. But
It's like
now, obviously, the rules have
literally
changed.
regulations in place, and the ratings are there for a reason.
Yeah.
So
Right.
if you're just not caring about your child and letting them play fucking Red Dead or GTA, that is quite obviously an 18 plus game for good damn reason, might I add, and you're letting your 12-year-old sit and play it, then that's fully on you.
Nah, parenting's too hard, mate. Too difficult to
Sure
give them a
is.
screen and just let them zone out for hours and then complain when they grow up because, well, why don't you go out? Why don't you do anything? Well, because you spent their entire childhood just shoving a phone into their face because you didn't know how to look after them. Fix that. Anyways, Wales encourages firms who have not yet completed the OSA compliance process to do so as soon as possible.
No,
There's
don't give in to them.
no, don't.
Tell them to go fuck
There's
themselves and cut them out entirely.
yeah, there's no shame in asking for help unpackaging the regulations. You can look to other game companies around you to see what they're doing, or ask directly. Games is a supportive space in general, unless you're in the player base. And you may find fellow studios will be willing to share insights and advice. While we at PlaySafe ID aren't in a position to make any promises about the government response or speak for them, effort and proactivity on your behalf now may see you through. Alright then. What a clusterfuck.
Yep.
Oh, Mastercard, yeah? Well, we'll just move straight on to the second one, because they're so similar, these issues. It's insane how close they are.
It is weird, isn't it? Like it almost feels like they're related, but
Yeah.
I mean, if one didn't happen and the other did, then it would all come under that one part anyway.
Yeah. No, exactly.
But it's kind of like so weird and coincidental how they both happen at the same time and are actually separate issues.
Mm. Mastercard deflects blame for NSFW games being taken down, but Valve says payment processors specifically cited a Mastercard rule about damaging the brand. We already discussed, if I recall correctly, that Visa lied. I'm pretty sure we discussed that last week. So this time, Mastercard responded, and they've lied. It's fantastic. 2 weeks after Valve confirmed it had removed a pile of NSFW games from Steam because of pressure from credit card companies, and 1 week after itch.io followed suit, Mastercard has released a statement denying responsibility for the takedown, saying it allows all lawful purchases to be processed through its system. Mastercard has not evaluated any game or required restrictions of any activity on game creator sites and platforms, contrary to media reports and allegations, the company says. Our payment network follows standards based on the rule of law. Put simply, we allow all lawful purchases on our network. You seem to be repeating Visa.
Yeah.
The irony. At the same time, we require merchants to have appropriate controls to ensure Mastercard cards cannot be used for unlawful purchases, including illegal adult content.
This is what we went over last week, and they are the absolute wrong company to be declaring what we can and can't do with our money.
Yeah.
Like that's just no. But at the same time, the things they're getting blocked, some things do need to be removed. Like
Yeah.
we discussed last week, there are some things there that are just like way too out of whack and shouldn't never be made. But then at the same time, it's affecting things that don't even make sense.
No, I'm with you 100%.
The more concerning part of it is the fact there's like historical education that's being affected by it.
Yeah, some of the games that were affected that we read about last week were just daft. It didn't add up in the slightest. It's an odd statement at first glance, because while the content removed by Steam and itch.io may violate laws in some countries, it's fully legal in the US. Objectionable and gross as hell in some cases, sure, but still within the boundaries of the law. Apart from that, Both Valve and itch.io explicitly stated that payment processors are the reason games were de-indexed or removed from sale entirely. Mastercard's out.
Again, though, the reason that they're still in the US is because of their amendments.
Yeah, the rules of law
Uh,
there, and because it's the place where they were getting the most use.
Yeah, and because it's not like real, technically speaking, it is lawful. As fucked up as it is, it's
Yeah,
completely fake. None of the actions were done to actual people, I fucking hope. And because of their, I believe it's their First Amendment, and I
I've got
believe
no
it
idea.
goes along something along the lines of a person is allowed to talk to anyone, anywhere, at any time about anything, and not have anyone interrupt it in any way.
I'm not sure on the laws of.
Something like that, because I heard it
Yeah,
recently. And because of that is why it's not getting affected in the US.
yeah, it's basically freedom of speech / expression. They can
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this stuff as long as they're not harming others or breaking the law
yeah.
itself. It's not a problem.
And then I
Um,
believe there's probably like a bit more detail where either
yeah,
on your own
most
property or
likely
in public property, it's fine. But like obviously on someone else's property, I believe you
private
if they
property would
if
be.
if they don't want you doing something, like you kind of got to listen to them. Otherwise, they can just
Yeah,
ask you to leave. In which case, then you have to.
exactly.
It's a lot of
Mas-
rules.
yeah, Mastercard's out here seems. Yeah, Mastercard's out here seems to be found in the structure of its operations. The company's website says it is neither an issuer, a merchant bank, nor an acquirer, a bank, credit union, or other entity that provides debit cards or lines of credit to consumers, but rather that it provides the technology and the network that power transactions. In other words, Mastercard does not process payments. It facilitates the systems that do. In the case of,
Sure, that's what they do, but where is this leading to?
I suppose we'll find out in a second here. In the case of itch.io, the platform specifies in its update on its NSFW content that its payment processors are PayPal and Stripe, which supports a range of payment methods, including Visa and Mastercard, was the one itch.io suspended the ability to pay for 18 plus content for the foreseeable future. Right. Similarly, both Veritel and CCBill, which were recently recommended by the IGDA as alternatives to overly risk-averse financial partners, accept major credit cards as payment methods. In a statement provided to PC Gamer, Valve has responded. This'll be fun.
Good,
Valve
good.
said that it tried to work things out with Mastercard directly prior to removing the games, and suggested that Mastercard did have at least an indirect influence on the outcome. Mastercard did not communicate with Valve directly, despite our request to do so. Mastercard communicated with payment processors and their acquiring banks. Payment processors communicated this with Valve, and we replied by outlining Steam's policy since 2018 of attempting to dispute games that are legal for distribution. Payment processors rejected this and specifically cited Mastercard's Rule 5.12.7 and risk to the Mastercard brand. Mastercard's Rule 5.12.7 relates to illegal or brand-damaging transactions and states a merchant must not submit to its acquirer, and a customer must not submit to the interchange system any transaction that is illegal or in the sole discretion of the corporation may damage the goodwill of the corporation or reflect negatively on the marks. So basically, the irony. So basically, what they've said there is, if it's illegal, that's fair enough. If it was illegal, everyone would stand by and go, "Yeah, fair enough. You've taken it down with
But
justification."
that's not the case here.
No, this is just because, well, that makes us look bad to normal people. Mastercard, you don't have anything to do with Steam other than being the card provider that allows us to spend our fucking income online.
Yep.
If anything, we don't give a fuck about you or even recognise you. It's just that some feminists in Australia decided to fucking bitch and moan to you. And now you're getting upset because 4chan is spamming the fuck out of you and Visa, which is hilarious,
Careful,
by the way.
careful, Rory, careful.
What?
Don't forget, as much as we live and love the internet, there's still snowflakes out there.
And there's always snowflakes. They're a problem.
Can cause backlash, though.
Yeah, you're right. That includes, according to the rules, any product or services that is patently offensive and lacks serious artistic value, such as, by way of example and not limitation, images of non-consensual sexual behavior, sexual exploitation of anything to do with minors, bad, get fucking rid. Non-consensual mutilation of a person or body part. Oh, I guess war games are now gone.
Nice.
What do they think war is?
See, this is just what we've been talking about, though. Like, where does it stop? Where do they draw the line on, say, this is fine, but this isn't? At what point do they keep pushing it further and keep adding more to it? Next is going to be anything that you slice a guy with a knife in. Any game that's got violence of any kind.
See,
like one of my favorite things in a game where it's all about just straight killing monsters or whatever. Like one of the best features of games like that is dismemberment. Let's take Dying Light for example. It literally slows down when you take a head off for a split second.
oh yeah.
So is that it? We're just not going to see Dying Light the Beast come out now.
See,
Is that what's going to be next?
What annoys me about this statement is, you can tell, we all know what it means. It's on about in, like, sexual instances. We all know this. We can all see this. The problem is, the statement is that fucking vague, they could utilize it in that way.
Well, they would literally just say, you've got sexual exploitation of a minor before that, but then it's comma. So it's now a new statement. And because that statement that you have highlighted doesn't explain anything sexual, that will give them the legal premise to push forward if they so choose to. Which is the issue with these absolute piles of nonsense that we're dealing with, both in this situation and with the OSA.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the big thing about these, though. They write them vague, that way they can use them in so many different ways. I mean, the entire fucking system here, where it's literally just a case of if it can damage the goodwill of the corporation or negatively affect them. Anything can negatively affect you. You doing this has negatively affected you more than selling those games.
But hey, Roy, they're more focused on the fact that Janice over in admin is afraid of zombies, so we're now going to have to cancel Dying Light due to quote-unquote dismemberment.
No, it's due to fear and trauma, obviously. Or any other material that the corporation deems unacceptable to sell in connection with a mark. Wait, so that actually continues a little further. Any other material that the corporation deems unacceptable.
Exactly what we're getting at here.
Yeah.
That, like, anything in that paragraph, if they consider it to fall under any one of those statements and they don't like it for whatever reason, they're gonna push and push and push and threaten to stop their support until their demands are met, because what other methods are you going to go through? As we said last week as well, when you think about it, we have Mastercard, and that's like the main thing that we use. What else is there? It's not we're not talking about the bank here, because the bank is the one who uses Mastercard. And even if you used another one, are you going to trust it? Can you trust it? That's the problem with it. They know they're in that situation.
I'm curious, what others are there? Besides Visa and Mastercard, the other two major credit card networks are American Express
they're
and
American
Discover.
mainly. There's so many places over here that won't take them.
No, exactly. Other networks. Do we have any others here? Not really.
Yeah, so because they're pretty much the only option we have, they can get away with pushing for what they want just because they want it, not for any reason, not because it affects them or is genuinely a bad thing, but because they just decided, oh, you know what, and that's that.
Yeah, it impacts us more than them. Just straight up. It impacts the gamers a lot more than it impacts the sellers. Anyways, acquirers the financial institution that provides the cards and lines of credit who fail to take action in response to complaints are subject to significant penalties, monetary and otherwise. Regardless of the role Mastercard played in all this, directly or indirectly, its clarification sure makes it seem like the pressure is being felt, which, from a gamer perspective at least, is a good thing. As others have mentioned, a public pressure campaign certainly seemed to work for Collective Shout, the Australian anti-porn crusaders who started this whole thing. Regardless of how the gears turn behind the curtain, there's no reason to think it can't work the other way too. Yeah, damn right it should. I mean, I've actually seen someone created a bit of a list on like what other things Collective Shout have like succeeded. They pressured a local cafe to stop showing music videos on their TV because they were too sexual. They've like honestly, they've gone through like about 4 or 5 different things, and they're all equally dumb.
In fairness, with how music is these days, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
to be completely honest.
I'm about with you on that, to be honest. So, Will, shall we move on to the positive news? The good things this week. You are?
Claim.
Right. So, Battlefield 6 trailers dropped, obviously, over the last couple of days. I don't think we covered the original reveal trailer, did we?
No. Well, we covered, I believe, a gameplay tease, but that was a while back. That was a few weeks back now.
Right. Because I've got the official reveal trailer. Oh, yeah, that was the leak that we covered.
Yeah, the leak, but we've not covered anything else to do with Battlefield.
Amazing. Because today we're going to go through a few trailers, and then we're going to go over some articles, and we're going to give our points and opinions as we go through the trailers. The first one will be the reveal trailer, which is showing off some campaign footage, which I must admit, seeing a campaign in Battlefield again, which is just a basic you're at war campaign instead of you're wherever the hell the recent Call of Duties have been. It's
You're
at least
goddamn onion missing.
Yeah. So I thought this would be the best way to do this. And this is more cinematic, but when I think of war games, this is what I want.
Today represents a dark day in our history. With this monstrous, unprovoked attack, no country is safe from their reach. For all those serving on
also, just looks really good for a cinematic so far. If it's just cinematics.
I have a message.
Probably is.
It's over.
I've not played a good campaign in a long time,
World at War.
Yeah, exactly. Black Ops 1 was pretty good too.
And Black Ops 2.
Yeah.
I'd say that was probably the last one. For COD anyway, I don't know about anything else, but
yeah,
definitely for COD.
I'm definitely with you on that. But this looks like proper what you'd expect from a war campaign. Like, you're actually at war. You're not fucking around and taking the piss. We don't have anime guys all over the shop.
Yeah.
So where's Peter Griffin? I think honestly, that trailer genuinely, it had me sat there for a bit. I'm like, I like the look.
You sent me, by the way, where Battlefield 6 is basically calling out Call of Duty, or was that something I just saw on TikTok by chance?
Probably something you saw by chance. I've seen a few of them though.
Yeah, they literally called them out, saying that there's no need for fucking pink bunnies to be running around. Yep. Yeah, that's it there, actually. No clown skins, let's keep it grounded. That's what they said.
Yeah, exactly that. So, that was the campaign sort of trailer. Now we're going to see some multiplayer gameplay trailer footage. So this is actual gameplay, not final.
This is the trailer that I watched.
Yeah. By the way, I want one of those permanently in my life. Like, forever. Because that's just, yes. Some of the mechanics as well that you can see in this, so cool.
Yeah, instead of being forced to res an ally in the middle of the open, you're going to have to drag them back into cover.
Yeah. All the destructive environments as well. So good. Genuinely impressed as hell by them. Apparently, there has been some negative news for Intel users. It runs at about 145, 180 FPS. AMD had it where it was running at 300.
Oh no, that's FPS. So bad. 180 frames. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. But the other reason why people are more excited is also because this was all tested by players who were in the Battlefield Labs team. It wasn't private testers, these were actual players that love the Battlefield games. And, the game releases soon.
What I was saying to you, though, before we started today, is my worry is this is a good chance that this is kind of scripted gameplay. Like, they had people doing certain things in certain locations. You're not going to get that in an actual lobby. Not these days, anyway, because of how people play games. They don't play for fun anymore. They don't play to see shit like that happen.
Oh, yeah.
They play like they're going to win the lottery if they win the match. And you don't see cool stuff happen anymore. You don't see funny shit happening. You don't see ridiculous gameplay happening because you got this idiot running around. And it just sort of ruins it. Like, a game like this, when you're watching this and all the stuff you're seeing in this trailer, it looks insane. It looks so cool. And that's coming from a guy that literally doesn't play Battlefield games. It does look awesome.
Oh, definitely.
But I just know for a fact, if I was to get Battlefield 6 and jump in a lobby, I'm never going to see any of that happen.
Well,
you'll still see buildings collapsing and all that, absolutely. But it's just not going to be anything like the trailer. It's not going to be anywhere near as cinematic. I only have a 3060, so I'm probably going to run fucking 40 FPS if I'm lucky.
I need to, state this. Battlefield, when I've played it before, it doesn't play like, let's say, Call of Duty as an example.
No, I know it's not as fast-paced. If you try to rush in, you're just going to get slammed because it's usually what's like the standard map, like 32v32 or something? Or is it 64?
Something like that. They get bigger. They get a lot bigger nowadays.
Which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. It makes for a really cool experience.
What did you say you have?
A 3060, so I'm just below recommended. Yeah. But what is that recommended? Like, it's not saying what they're running. Like, is this just medium specs on medium graphic quality on 1080?
You don't have an actual breakdown yet.
Yeah, that's the issue. And that's my worry. But I suppose what I'm saying, it's not necessarily a lack of faith in the game, even though, given the last couple of years, when it comes to bigger companies, we certainly have a lack of faith in the companies. My worry for a game like this is a lack of faith in the player base, which I have had for at least a decade now.
Yeah. Well, my main point towards you as well is, obviously, as I said, Battlefield plays very different to those sort of games. But you can actually just, jump in for free. There's some open betas coming up. 9th of August till the 10th.
What's the file size?
55 gig.
Really?
Yeah. 55.
Not bad.
This is actually something we'll be discussing in a bit. Apparently, they have... Here it is. Bucking the trend of triple-digit installs, EA confirms Battlefield 6's file size can be as low as 55 gigs. You will be able to pick and choose which components of the game you install. Even at its max, it's a relative 80 gig.
That's a bit worrying, though, that they're like, it can be as low as 55 gigs. What are you going to be playing at that point? Roblox?
No, by 55 gig, that'll probably be a case... Oh, wait, actually. You might have noticed two different file sizes, 55 gig for minimum specs and 80 gig for recommended. It's just a large discrepancy. Yes, you will be able to pick and choose the components of the game you install. There will be a shared base package. Can I
choose to not install the part that cheaters get in? Does that mean I'll have cheater-free lobbies? That'd be nice.
It would. And then you can separately choose to install the main components, i.e. single player, multiplayer, etc.
I think an option like that for games like this where you have single player and multiplayer modes.
Yeah.
Single player modes for games like this, they're typically a one and done thing, like most single player games. Unless there's new features that get unlocked and in a new game plus mode or something. And even at that, that's difficult to come by.
Yeah.
But if you have a game that's both single player and then online multiplayer, giving you the option to uninstall that single player part after you're done with it is a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, Call of Duty's been doing that for a bit now. Fair play to them.
But you have to install 6 other Call of Duties to launch the latest Call of Duty.
Oh, not anymore, thankfully. It's still a ball ague, though. It's not.
No. Now it's just a 200 gig install for the one game.
Yeah, quite literally.
They've got so much code in there as a quote unquote to fight the people hacking the systems, and yet they still have cheaters in beta day one.
Yep. I'm actually just gonna check here. How big is Call of Duty at the moment? Because I have it installed currently. Files. 117.47 gig. That
Which
is
is
just the
ridiculous.
multiplayer of Black Ops
Yeah.
6.
Yeah,
That's
like that's
all
ridiculous.
I've got.
How is that what it is for just multiplayer? Battlefield 6 are releasing, even their maximum is only 2/3 of that.
Yep. 80
And
gig
think of the
max.
insane systems they have in place, like
The full destruction.
compared to Black Ops, and you're going to be able to install the game at less than half the file size.
Yeah.
Than Black Ops 6. That's just ridiculous, man.
So, combat classes and destruction, because we want to see more destruction. Yeah.
Yes, please.
I
Yes.
think we're both agreed.
As long as it's not just cars going boom.
Yeah.
We had that once. It didn't go very well.
No, we don't want another Mind's Eye.
First-person shooter is the connection players have with its world.
So,
We know the things
here
our
we
players
go.
love about
What you got
Battlefield
for
are
us?
elevating them to an even higher quality than ever before. Our class system is back.
The helicopters crashing and smashing just looks so nice.
And the gunplay to
Okay.
the way you
So obviously I'm an idiot, and the way it started with him, like, obviously green screen in the background with the gameplay on behind
Yeah.
him. How great of a prank would that have been to make the perfect take? That when like something blew up in the background, you threw a pebble at the back of his head from outside the camera angle.
Love it.
Not only would it have been absolutely hilarious for his reaction to be so confused, but it would have made the take so much better.
Oh, definitely.
vehicles that feel weighty,
The
powerful,
vehicles
you
look
can change
actually
the
really
time.
nice. So do the guns. I've got to give it to them.
And then just throw
Yeah.
a bucket of sand from the sideline.
We heard you loud and clear. You want the class system back. Assault, Engineer, Support, and Recon. An iconic formula for battle. Each class features a signature weapon set, as well as class-exclusive gadgets and turrets that define your role in the
Good
squad.
old RPG.
Assault class are the frontline killers.
Yeah, graphically, all the weapons look really nice. The attachments look cool. The destruction.
But that's it though. We're not seeing these ridiculous design weapon skins that you have to pay a tenner for each one. It's just clean clean basic skins.
Yeah.
Or no skin rather. That's what guns are meant to look like.
Assaults enhance mobility.
I like the little ladder.
Options to throw in makes you a
I saw it in the trailer though. I'm like, I like the little ladder. I want the ladder.
I mean, it's cool to give you options to breach because if there's just one door that you have to run in, that's stupidly easy to hold. You got those ladders to breach windows. That opens up options and mobility.
This class is all about being a menace to the vehicles.
What was that? I think it seems like every house in this game is actually just able to be entered, blown
I mean,
up,
that's what you want
touched.
though.
Yeah, exactly. It's what we wanted for a long time.
A game as unique as Battlefield that gives those options, you want those options to be expanded upon.
Definitely.
There's nothing else out there like this.
No. Some of the mechanics.
Versus that
are
one
shown-
guy with an LMG just holding left click.
Well, he's support. What else is he meant to do bar give ammo, heal, and fucking lay down fire?
The squad and stalks the edges of the battlefield, usually with a sniper rifle in hand to pull off the perfect headshot.
That wasn't a
Drones
headshot.
capable of pinpointing
No.
enemy positions, C4 that can cripple tanks and level buildings,
Kind of funny because
and a
Recon's
laser
usually what I
that
play.
will guide your allies' missiles. Right.
Are there going to be people with sledgehammers blowing up tanks again?
For Battlefield 6,
It would be
we
funny.
reapproach combat.
Yeah,
Really.
it's been done in every other one, Battlefield, I'm pretty sure. With their
Yeah.
little hammer just bonking it.
Oh no, that's the fire. The engineer's repair torch.
It's about being aware of what's around you.
Yeah, but I've seen it before with people. No, I've literally seen clips where they blow up tanks by just whacking it with their hammer. I don't know if because it's an enemy tank, it doesn't repair or something. I don't know. I'll have to find it for you.
You have to repair with an engineer of your team.
No, I can get how it works, but I'll have to find it for you.
Alright, I'm just going to show this. The movement mechanics in this looks really interesting. Just this
It's about
bit.
being aware of what's around you.
It's just after he switches here.
How
There
you
we go.
move, how you shoot, and how to use destruction are all carefully balanced and work together to define this new system. With Drag and Revive, you can now cross.
That
Yeah, I
movement
like
system
I like
is
how when he dove out the window and landed on the ground, his gun is sideways because that's how it would be. You're not going to be able to hold your gun upright; it'd be
No,
in the
it's not.
ground.
You've just like fallen from like
I
story.
saw quite
like, yeah.
quite a funny TikTok where a guy was literally just recording his hand,
Yeah.
and he was describing what he wants for movement mechanics in the game. He wants so he was holding his hand pointing towards the camera and like wiggling it, and that's walking. Yeah. And then he turn his hand to the side and move it left to right. That's sprinting. Not this crap of lifting his hand up in the air as if it's the way they're holding the gun one-handed when it's a fucking rifle and sprinting. He doesn't want none of that. And I find that so funny, but also at the same time, like, makes so much sense.
No, exactly.
All vehicles have been tuned to be more responsive and intuitive than ever before.
Good, because the vehicles were a bit iffy some years. Oh, that house destruction, man.
Rolling through the desert and attack. The new hitch a ride ability lets your squad stay together.
Oh yeah, this entire mechanic.
The number of spots available for vehicles. And while it's easier to navigate with simplified control options, harnessing these war machines' full lethal potential
honestly
requires the expertise.
And there's some new game modes that they've announced. So like, there's one called Escalation, which apparently is just going to push both sides into a final massive conflict. And I love the sound of that. Bye!
Debuting a new iteration called Tactical Destruction. Even more options to own the battlefield.
I've always wanted this in a game. Always.
Wall blocking your way? Try C4, a rocket launcher, or your handy sledgehammer. Squad firing on your team from above? Take out the floor beneath.
Like that.
Climb over the rubble. Problem solved.
All these things.
Cool idea. It's not even like it's a new idea. People wanted it for decades.
It's going to take some amount of work though to get these systems in place.
Oh, definitely. And the fact that people have already been playing it. Mental. Absolute insanity. So, maps, modes, and portals. I don't know if you've heard about the maps, modes, and portals, but...
In Battlefield, you and your squad will be battling it out across a world drowning in turmoil, a world filled with epic battles for you to partake in. All our spaces are built for the experience you want.
She's not giving the same oomph the guys were.
You what, sorry?
She's not giving the same oomph that the guys were. She doesn't seem all that interested in what she's saying.
So let's start with where you'll be battling it out.
To be honest, this volume's at max. And their volume is just so quiet.
At launch, we'll have 9 maps, including a remake of the classic Operation Firestone.
See, I love Operation Firestone. It was one of my favourite maps. And they're bringing it back. I'm like, yep, happy with that. Gibraltar looked like a really fun close quarters map.
Egypt is all about infantry and land.
Cairo looks fun. Just all the maps look pretty cool. All different, dependent on what you're wanting to do.
Then there's Brooklyn.
And I'm more than happy with that. And I love the idea of, just going to America to go to war. Why not?
Are built to support any of our variety of modes with custom layouts that we call combat
So,
zones.
we want this. Conquest is our default. It's what basically used to be breakthrough. You got to break through the objective. Russian objective. Pretty self-explanatory stuff.
Warfare trifecta of modes delivers moments.
They've always sort of been there. Those three.
And with Battlefield 6, we're giving you more ways to play, all infused with Battlefield's Team Deathmatch.
TDM, everyone knows. Squad Deathmatch. I still haven't got a proper explanation of Squad Deathmatch, but it feels to me a bit like a fucking Battle Royale, except it's a constant respawning one.
Yeah, is that like multiple teams, not just two?
It seems like it, yeah. Just like a squad of 4 and you guys are up against all these other squads. Which I don't hate the sound of. Especially if you can respawn. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's just basically free-for-all, but squadded.
Yeah.
I've got no issue with that.
Domination.
Everyone knows what domination is.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, pretty self-explanatory again.
To our all-out warfare experience called Escalation, where teams are pushed to a final climactic battle that we think our players will love.
I've seen bits about this, but I've not got an exact understanding yet of what it's going to be like. If it's what I think, I genuinely think Escalation could be my new favourite game mode for a Battlefield game.
It sort of sounds like the typical Battle Royale games where it's going to have a sort of zone that might push you in, maybe.
It could
or
do.
like just the like maybe it's a sort of like a domination objective, but there's only one location.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2 locations. You get one each on either side of the map, and those 2 locations slowly close in on each other until they both become one.
Yeah, I mean, it could go either way. This is something
What
interesting.
the fuck?
They're giving people access to what's called Portal. Portal was brought in with 2042, but basically they're giving complete freedom on how to make custom maps and game modes for players. Do you remember the old days of Halo when people could make custom maps and just take the piss?
Yeah.
They've done that, basically.
Enable creators
Just to show,
that features editing
this is the
tools that will
insanity
let
you can
create
pull off.
even wilder experience. That's not all. Important
Oh, okay, so
is
people are going to be
that
making GTA style shit as well.
modifiers will
Yeah.
allow players to set up hardcore rule sets with one
And they
shot
can
kill,
set their own
closed
rule
weapons,
sets and
so
everything
much
to it.
more.
So
All
there's
with
so
good
many
professional
like possibilities and different things that you
With
can definitely
updates
pull
to
off with
our
it.
UI and navigation systems,
It seems like a
you're
blast.
easier than ever to find and share exciting new experiences made.
What the fuck?
We can't wait to see what you create, share, and play.
But I thought that one was pretty cool. Seeing what people are gonna come out with and new things that are possibly gonna come with it. The thing is, I don't want to say I'm excited because I'm definitely not gonna pre-order it until I've got hands on and I know whether I'm gonna like it or not.
Yeah.
But
That's fun. That's what recent releases have done to us. Like,
yeah,
you don't even feel like you can let yourself get excited for a game anymore because more often than not, you're setting yourself up to just be seriously disappointed.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm really, really happy they're doing a open beta, and very soon at that, because the game's only 2 months away, which is great news. The fact that they're feeling that confident already is really good. Oh, of course, one of my friends has already bought it. 2 of them have. But on top of that, the open beta will give the best way to understand how the game's actually going to run, how it's going to play, what we're going to get to do. That's going to be needed, definitely required. And once I've played that, I reckon that'll make my decision for me. But I'm quite happy with that. I think it's going to be really interesting. So the last trailer we've got, I've not actually seen this one, so we'll see if it's anything new.
The year is 2027. The world is on edge. Major European countries have left NATO, while the US and its remaining allies grapple with the fallout.
Looks like military slaughter and mayhem.
Countries looking
All for it.
the power vacuum left by this chaos turn to a massive private military corporation with deep pockets and the latest tech to reshape the global balance. This army is Pax Armada. They represent a new breed of enemy, sophisticated and unafraid of consequences.
So there's a
NATO's
US
pilot
and
drone
European
nets are wounded and
countries
battered,
versus
but is determined to stop Hux. This violence reduces you to a cast of memorable characters,
like it.
returning gunfire in the streets of Cairo.
Yeah,
threatening
straight to the
machines
dome.
of war on the shores of Iran.
Welcome to the world of Battlefield 6.
So just giving a little bit of basically information on the actual world that's going to be behind it. Yeah, so someone spent 4 hours playing Battlefield 6 multiplayer and speaking to the creators, and here are their 10 biggest takeaways. We're going to cover the quick bits so that we're not overgoing on it, I suppose. Battlefield 6 is a clear success to Battlefield 3 and 4 with a little bit of Bad Company thrown in. That's always good.
It's what you want from a game like this. Like, you don't want some completely different, not even
2042.
close, like nothing similar to the previous games. If your games did well, you're gonna want pretty much the same game taken,
Yeah.
maybe some new elements added, some refined mechanics, and some new pretty much one big thing that's new that like changes how the game feels compared to the last one, being just the entire destruction system being taken to the next level.
No, I get that. Destruction is deterministic rather than random, and there's a reason for it. So basically, rather than buildings falling apart in unpredictable ways, depending on how you shoot them, the destruction in Battlefield 6 is somewhat set in stone, so they'll always kind of break away in the same way, but the particles and smoke effects will be different. The reason for this, according to the guys who basically done it, is because they wanted tactical destruction. So basically, the more you play, the more you'll understand the effect. So the more that you understand that effect, the more you can utilize that in the game, rather than not knowing what the effect's going to have if you just randomly throw C4 on a wall.
Yeah.
Which I get to an extent. Still, I would love to just blow up a wall and possibly take my own feet out from under me, because I think it'd be quite funny. Classes are back with open weapons that won't be what defines them. Perfect! So they're bringing the class system back, but any weapon can be used by any class. I like that idea. Because I hated the idea that basically you couldn't use a sniper because you were an assault or something like that. I just found them silly. There's more mobility than ever before, including the ability to cling to vehicles. I think that's really cool. Dragging your friends to safety. Yeah, we've seen that and we think that's actually pretty cool. New Battlefield Portal Experience Builder is so detailed you can build mini games into the UI alone. That's insane.
Who doesn't want something like that, man?
Oh yeah. There'll be 9 maps at start, including old favourites, so that means they are going to bring more maps as the time releases. So, even better. Shotgun is an absolute beast and you should fear it. I saw that in the entire thing. It looked brutal. Brand new game mode coming, Escalation. So what is this? Though it sadly wasn't available during my preview, the devs had a great excitement over an upcoming new game mode debuting in Battlefield 6, Escalation, which by their description sounds like a game of domination in which capture points disappear over time, forcing players to group in increasingly huge numbers around a few capture points that are remaining. That does sound pretty good, actually. And the fact that they're not forcing you in by, like, let's say, poisonous gas battle royale games.
Yeah.
I like the idea of that more because it's just pushing you towards an objective and towards the fight instead of, yeah, you'll die if you're outside of it. No, the sniper can still stay at distance if he wants to.
The idea that I had is pretty much what it's going to be then.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, it's like the classes that you run about, like how if you play Assault, you can't use a sniper. That's a restriction. And the whole point of playing a game is no restrictions. You get in, you do whatever you want, you have fun.
Yeah.
And if you start putting restrictions in, it takes some of the fun out of it.
Exactly that. It has to be grounded. Battlefield 6 devs say cosmetics won't be as goofy as Call of Duty, but that sounds almost too good to be true. I don't think it needs Nicki Minaj, is a quote.
Yeah, it's funny, some of the things they've said.
Yeah. For a certain kind of FPS fan, Battlefield 6's big multiplayer reveal is hitting at the perfect moment. Call of Duty is firmly in its slop era, leaving DICE and co. with an opening to be the only bigger budget FPS around that doesn't devolve into a clown show of ugly premium skins, like COD's Beavis and Butthead or Rainbow Six Siege's Rick and Morty collection. Didn't even know about the last one.
I mean, Siege have quite a few things like that. It's like you rarely see them, but like the likes of Mozzie with the fucking pizza skin. Yep. That's been out for a long time, and as funny as it is to see, it's so impractical and useless.
Yeah, but I mean, look at these skins. Phantom Squad looked like an actual squad of military agents.
Yep.
Shrouded weapon package. I could believe seeing that. I could believe in seeing most of this, actually.
It's just not taking the piss. Like, it's one thing that, you know, it's maybe not realistic, even though the game has, like, a lot of realistic elements to it. And there's maybe skins that are a little, like, far-fetched, but it's not ridiculous. It's not stupid. No. It's not, like, so, like, out of whack compared to the game that it just makes no sense.
No, exactly. Will it actually stand firm? Battlefield Studios isn't making any specific promises, but its messaging is aligned on one thing, a desire to stay grounded in the world of Battlefield. It has to be grounded. That is what Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was. It was all soldiers on the ground. It's going to be like this. Design director said in a interview with DBL TAP, what the hell, at a London reveal event, I don't think it needs Nicki Minaj. Let's keep it real, keep it grounded. Absolute respect. An ocean away in Los Angeles, DICE gave a similar answer, but stopped short of bringing Call of Duty into the conversation. What's really important to us is that things feel grounded, and we want people to express themselves and have cool skins and peacock in a way like, I look pretty cool and I have a great weapon skin.
No, DICE. I'm running about... I'm running about as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle that costs how much?
Yeah, about 50 quid.
It was 200 for all 4, and what's the rat called again? I've forgotten his name. You know his name. Yeah. For all 5 of them, it was like 200 quid or something.
DICE producer Alexia Christofi said in an interview with Comic Book, but we want it to feel authentic to the franchise. That's the approach we're thinking. Yeah, if you're going to make skins and stuff, keep it in the world. Keep it realistic to the
mate,
world.
yeah, just look at that fucking image.
Yeah,
How
it says everything.
stupid does that look?
It says everything, doesn't it?
Like, don't get me wrong, a game like Fortnite, as much as they're taking the piss, adding whatever they can possibly think of to get more money,
Oh, it fits,
at least it fits, yeah.
Yeah.
At least it fits, like having wacky skins. Call of Duty, no, not at all.
No, exactly. DICE senior producer David Serland also told Comic Book that the studio has rules around how much a cosmetic can change the profile of its 4 classes, which would represent a hurdle. Which would present a hurdle to pull a random example out of a hat, a cel-shaded recreation of American Dad guy to work in Battlefield 6. For example, there is a ghillie material on the recon skins, and they're not used on the other classes, to really emphasize the differences. There are some rules there, but it's looser rules than it's always going to look like this. Not every dev made available for interviewers is forthright about Battlefield 6's cosmetic policy, so some of them sidestep the subject of crossover skins with a parallel comment about the positive response to Battlefield 6's traditional grit look.
You know what? See, my only worry, it sounds great what they're talking about here, about how they're not going down this ridiculous line of cosmetics.
Yeah.
My worry is, though, is it gonna be like a Rust sort of deal, where some of the skins, whilst are quote-unquote cosmetic, are actually going to be seen as broken and overpowered because they're pretty much camo. So in a snow map, are you going to be running around in full white and barely visible?
No, I do get that. It's an equal possibility, and it's something we will definitely just have to see as time goes on. It's interesting, though. Very much so, and I am quite interested to get my hands on it.
It's a good start.
This. So we actually are at the end of Battlefield 6.
Wow. But it all sounds very hopeful.
Yeah. I definitely think I'm going to have to pick up the open beta. I don't know about yourself, Will.
Definitely message me the day before it's happening. What day actually is that going to be? Let me see, the 9th.
The 9th, I believe, is
it's next Saturday.
Yeah,
okay, that's doable.
I actually got an email from them because I applied to be part of Battlefield Labs. I didn't get in, but because of my interest of signing up for it, I get access on the 7th. Okay. So I will actually have
you can hop in, give it a run around, and if it seems all right, hit me up on the Saturday. I might be on Rust, but I really don't know what the plans are, to be completely honest.
Yeah, that's fine.
But if I'm free, I'm definitely going to want to hop in there with you.
Yeah, I mean, we can still, at the moment, as you can see here, there is actual gameplay on that we can actually have a look at.
Gameplay's great and all, but I want to, for a game like that, I'm going to want to try. Yeah, you're going to want to feel just like the general gameplay. There's one thing seeing it, but
yeah, it's different to actually experience it. So yeah, low budget repairs is like House Flipper, but you're trying to cut every corner you can as the scummiest handyman in 90s Poland.
This does sound quite funny.
Because I saw the trailer, I think it's amazing.
Oh, I might have actually seen something to do with this.
Yeah,
because it looks familiar.
I saw it on TikTok, and I'm all for this. I just think
do something with this scorched floor. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
No, I definitely saw something to do with this. Seeing this.
So I gotta get it done.
Tasks checked off.
Yeah, exactly. Duct tape everything. Logical thing to do.
Buy new window, maybe too.
Perfect.
It's gonna fucking fall out or some shit.
Needs to be highed a bit.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Hi, window.
Oh no.
Deal it in. This is like what I can imagine.
Oh, that's kind of killing me inside.
Yeah.
That's kind of killing me inside.
Perfect. Fix the leak. Amazing.
Good enough.
Oh yeah. But no, I'm going to show the full trailer. You can always feel free and go watch it yourselves. But I just thought it was one I wanted to mention. It's not something I'm going to sit and discuss loads, but all I'll say is it's currently running an open playtest. Join it, have a laugh, have a good time. but definitely keep your eye on it. It's a game to come, and honestly, we've been looking for them. Battlefield 6 is looking promising. We hope. Positive news on that one.
I have
That
bad
looks like a
news
good laugh.
about it, Rory.
Already?
It's only single player.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's dumb fun.
It'd be boring though after the first job.
I think for you, yeah.
So sad.
So, August big release day. Big releases. Mafia: The Old Country releases on August 8th. Can't believe
That's
it's
really
actually coming
excited.
out. Yeah. Sword of the Sea, August 19th.
Damn, you've got a busy August, Rory.
What do you mean by that?
Mafia, Battlefield 6 playtests.
Yeah.
Probably a few other smaller bits that you're going to come across.
It's going to get even busier. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, August 28th.
Yeah. You've got a lot on your plate, my
War
friend.
Reloaded, August 26th. Like, oh, Jesus. There's actually a lot more, but I'm not getting involved in any of that.
Hang on, I'm reading.
Actually,
I'm reading.
There's not a single one on there that I've got an interest in.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy
Nothing.
about them. Okay.
Nothing.
So, yeah, the big games, these ones, definitely feel free to take a look. It's not something that we're going to discuss too much this week because, I'll be honest, we just spent a lot of time talking about Battlefield, and that's my main one. That is.
I mean, let's be honest though. If all goes how they're making it out, like they're planning for it to go, it's going to be a step in the right direction for games.
Oh, 100%.
Like, hopefully they're going to lay out an example.
I do feel as though... Right,
what's their price tag, actually? Did I see £60? £60. That's even better news. Standard edition, £60. Not 70, not 80. That is fantastic news.
Yeah, I'm
It's
honestly...
still quite high.
It is.
It's still quite high, but it's lower than what we're seeing.
For a single player and multiplayer game, I'm more than happy for £60.
Yeah.
As long as you don't go... Well, actually, no. Even fucking Modern Warfare 3 with its bloody, 5-hour campaign charged, $70, $80.
5 hour, 2.5 hour?
Along those lines. But, yeah. What sort of fucking loop-de-dar timeline are we living in that EA, of all companies, are not being money-grabbing bastards about everything and releasing something that actually looks good?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, we are in troublesome times, so anything's possible.
You saw that, did you?
Fucking dipshit! He just killed himself. Oh, man.
But yeah, it looks great. I'm really, really excited for what's to come. I'm just hoping they do it justice. From what they've shown so far, they are, but we'll have to wait and see.
It's whether or not they're going to stick to that, isn't it?
Exactly that. It's always the same, though.
Or is there something that they've not mentioned, or are they just straight lying to us,
Yeah.
Few years, or maybe a few decades back, this wouldn't have been a worry. You got the game, it was awesome, you had fun, you moved on to the next one. Now we're sitting here and we're like, I'm not even sure if I want to put money into this game.
Yeah. That's kind of why I'm really happy that they've decided to do open tests. So
yeah, at least that option is there.
Because honestly, if they hadn't, I'd have avoided it until I'd have seen solid reviews below.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you got to do these days because, let's be honest, 2 hours to refund is not much.
No, it's not.
That is not much time to, get in and experience a game.
No. And it's even more annoying because technically Steam actually has one of the best refund policies going. And even with that, we still can't get full time into it of what we want to actually explore the game. So it's insane. Yeah. It really is.
I mean, the games like that, you need more than 2 hours. Definitely. And I think it's still fair, the whole 2 hour or what is it, 3 weeks?
2 hours
to refund
over 2 weeks.
That's more than fair.
Yeah, it is.
Because there are games where you can do a lot in those 2 hours, but with a game like this, how complex it's going to be, and learning all the different functions and features and all that, it's gonna take a lot longer to see if there's how to feel about it overall. Because you could jump in, you could go down one route, and if that's a bad experience, just because that one specific mechanic you didn't like, or maybe there's a feature about what you chose to do that just sucks in your eyes, but isn't the only option because there's 10 other options, but you don't know that because you're going to get 2 hours.
Yeah. No, exactly that. I'm really hoping for it. And I mean, to be honest, what we've seen today is solidified
It's a
my opinion a
strong
bit more.
start. It is a
Yeah.
strong start.
So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've really enjoyed actually looking into that. It's been pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's everything I actually have for this week, sir. Unless there's anything you would like to add.
I could talk about 7 days, but it's just not worth.
That would be you adding bad news, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So apparently the devs are listening to what people are saying now. Something they haven't done the entire time they've been making the game.
Is that because people realised that they, spent about 10 mil on the development, and in actuality, there's no showing that?
It is in its own way one of the greatest survival games out there, mainly because of how free you are to do things. But the issue with that is they've been actually removing more and more features. There's actually a guy right now that is back playing Alpha 16 of the game to compare it to what it is now, and talking about all the things that are different that have been removed. So one clip I saw, for example, in Alpha 16 of 7 days, the lower your stamina was, the less block damage you did per hit, which makes sense because you're out of... Yeah, so that, for example, isn't there. Temperature isn't a thing in 7 days anymore either. You used to overheat or get hypothermia. It's not there anymore. But for some reason, you can still find a stat for how hot or cold you are. And that's only 2 examples. There's so many different things in the game that used to be there that are no longer there. And then on top of that, stuff that they've been, and I say quote unquote, adding, all it actually has been is just things constantly getting reworked.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that development team.
Yeah, and that's why the reviews lately on it have just been awful. And it's not just because of 2.0. We're sitting at 50% for recent reviews, and that's 4,000 reviews.
Yeah, bang on 50%. That's insane.
It's just, it's true. The game used to be so good, and I started playing, I think it was Alpha 18, and I loved it. Alpha 19 was when the performance issues started, and the game just started running like shit. Yeah. Alpha 2, or version 2, 1 and 2 haven't been as bad, but they're still as much as the performance itself now isn't that bad. Now you just can't see anything that's 2 meters away from you. They just won't render in. I'm not talking about small things like a little road sign or a mailbox or a hydrant on the side of the road. I'm talking about vehicles. Don't render in until you're 10 meters away from them.
Yeah, and you're someone with over 2,500 hours.
Yeah.
In that game.
So... It's so fun to play because it's literally just go around bashing zombie heads in, and every however many days you set it, you fight an enormous horde for 15 minutes straight and have to survive that night of just endless slaughter, and then go around bashing zombies' heads in and getting more loot. It's so simple, but at the same time, there's so much you can do, but they've been taking more and more out. The whole actual fighting the horde, pretty much everything that helps you fight the horde is late game, and that's even harder to get with how they've made crafting work, because the book system just doesn't work because you don't find them where you're supposed to find them. They're so rare.
I've got to say that they're working on, they've hit 2.0, 2.1 currently. And the fact that the game is more unstable and unfinished than before. How the fuck do you end up doubling your initial release and still not have a full game?
Yeah,
it's insane.
But even now with the storms that they added, and everyone complaining about them, saying they're shit and they don't really add anything, and the way to progress through the game now, if you have the storm stuff enabled, is ridiculous. Makes no sense. Forces you to basically play in only one biome, makes other biomes useless, which is 80% of the game now. All they're doing to fix that is again reworking.
Jesus Christ! Right.
There's
been
so little. Don't avoid it because it's still very fun. The issue with it is just the devs aren't caring about what the community is saying, and they never have.
So buy it through CD website because the devs don't deserve money.
You can get it for 79 pence, or at least before the re-release. It was literally 79p on CD. As for now, it's probably gone up since.
£1.50. Take
£15 because of the version 1.0 release, which I believe might still be a couple pound cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I forgot they rose the price on Steam as well. It's £38 on Steam. It used to be I want to say $18.50 or somewhere around there before 1.0.
Yeah,
maybe
they're
cheaper.
like charging small fortunes, mate.
It was because it was from what, 2013? I actually don't remember. They've updated it since, which I think is a bit of a cheese move, but hey.
Yeah. All good fun, mate. All good fun. Right, anyways.
Yeah. 2013, yeah. That's when it originally released.
Right. We will end this episode here then, if that sounds good to you, sir.
Yes. That play test, by the way, Roy, for Battlefield 6 will be the day before we record. So
it will indeed.
Hopefully we can get some hands-on experience between the two of us.
Yeah,
but at the very least, I'll know you will. I'm sure you're
always
looking forward to it, so we'll have at least, hopefully, something really good to talk about next week.
Yeah, it's going to give us some hands-on either way, so that's good news. And we'll be able to discuss it more then. But yeah, hopefully the government don't do anything more to fuck us up between now and then, and Visa and Mastercard also do the same. Otherwise, we'll have more to whinge about, but preferably I'd like to have a nice calm week. But I said that 2 weeks ago, and then everything kicked off. So we shall see.
It's not going to happen, Chief. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, let's hope Battlefield 6 can repair some of my damage. Anyways.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and all that good stuff. And check the Discord out in the description. It's where we record every week and post different resources that we find, different research sources. There's so much. If you ever want to just pop by and ask questions, feel free to do so. We're more than happy to have you.
Yeah, we're always hanging around as well.
Oh, always, mate. Always. But with all that said and done, thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you all next time. Bye for now, guys.
See you next week, guys.